Hello, and I'm here to interview Chirag on his thoughts on Hinduism and what it's like to be Hindu. Oh, okay. So, what does it mean to be a Hindu to you?
Well, let me talk about Hinduism first. To me, Hinduism isn't really just a religion, it's more of a way of life, you know? It teaches me my dharma and my karma. Another thing that it taught me are these two basic principles called Vasudeva Kutumbakam and Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Those two mean the whole world is one family and let the whole world be prosperous and happy, respectively. These two sayings really have a big influence on me.
What is karma and dharma, and what do they mean?
So, karma is your actions, and it's this principle of cause and effect. And dharma is your righteousness or your duty. So, karma, it's basically said that if you have good karma, you are doing your dharma, and that will keep your life prosperous. Hindus also believe in universal dharma, or it's also called the Vishva dharma, and that's when the whole universe is doing their dharma at once.
How does being a Hindu influence your life?
So I want to say that when I was a kid, Hinduism really didn't affect my life. I didn't understand why my dad or mom was saying all these weird things to me. It just didn't really make sense. But as I grew older, it really makes sense to me now. And the thing that influences me the most is probably how I think.
So, could you explain to me how Hinduism is monotheistic, yet there's still many gods?
Yeah, sure. That's a good question. So Hinduism is monotheistic because we only believe in one God. And now you're probably looking at me weirdly because you've seen all these different forms of God. But the thing is, all these forms are just one God in different versions. So one thing about Hinduism is that we're tolerant of other religions. So we accept your thoughts on your own religion. So in Christianity, you guys believe in Jesus. So Hindus believe that Jesus is God, but he is just a different type of God, and that all of these different gods and the different religions, there's only one universal truth.
What are some limitations and rules that you have in Hinduism?
So one thing about Hinduism is that there really aren't any rules. You're basically free to do mainly whatever you want as long as you're following your dharma. So there's not really any rules.
So, what is the interest in animals in Hinduism?
So one of the common misconceptions is that we worship animals, and I just want to say that's not true. We just really respect them. So one of the ways that we respect them is that a lot of Hindus are vegetarians, and that's because we believe that animals are really sacred. Another way that animals are portrayed in Hinduism is that many gods are in the form of animals. So that's not really worshiping them because we believe that these different gods are just forms of one true God. So it's not that we really worship them, it's just we have a really high respect for them.
So, in Christianity, there's a Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So, do Hindus have their own type of Bible?
It's not called the Bible. We have what we call the Vedas. The direct translation of Vedas is wisdom. They're books, and there are spiritual texts and proverbs, and they have the basic teachings of Hinduism.
So, why do many Hindus have a red dot on their forehead?
This red dot, it has significance. Today, a lot of women wear it just as a beauty mark, but its spiritual meaning is that it symbolizes the third eye. The third eye is an eye that is on your forehead, in between your eyebrows, and it's said that this third eye, it sees things that our physical human eyes can't see. So the red dot basically just symbolizes this third eye.
So, could you explain to me the caste system and what untouchables are?
So the caste system is like any other caste system. The four groups that people were split up into in ancient India were priests, warriors, artisans, and farmers, and the fourth one were slaves and unskilled laborers. So this is basically what the untouchables are. and these untouchables are basically the drawback of Hinduism and why there's a lot of criticism about it, because the caste system, at first it was meant to divide groups, but as time went on, it started becoming a discrimination factor, and a lot of people started discriminating against other castes, and that's what untouchables are. They're the lowest class of in our caste system.
So I know many people in Hinduism believe in reincarnation, but do you believe in reincarnation?
Yes, I do believe in reincarnation. Reincarnation is a principle that states that once a physical body dies or deteriorates, the Atma, or the soul within you, lives on and it inhabits another being. This cycle of reincarnation keeps going and going until one reaches moksha, or liberation, and moksha and liberation is um, achieved when you gain self um, realization. So you understand what you are on this universe and what the meaning of life is.
So before we go, could you explain to me what some of the values of Hinduism are?
Yeah, sure. So in Hinduism, the teachings are telling us to be a good person. Those are traits like honesty, just being respectful, being courteous, being or having forgiveness. You know, there's just all these teachings, and they're basically just telling us to have correct dharma.
Well, Chirag, it was a pleasure having you on the show today. I'd like to thank you very much, and
Yeah.
hopefully you come again.
Hopefully, I see you again.